this is Thomas Garrett. I'm going to give you a tutorial on Google Drive. To get to Google Drive, you can go to your Google page and make sure that you're logged into the profile for your KeelWorks, KeelWorks profile, and you click on the waffle here, and you'll click on, let's see if I can make it work. There you go. You click on Drive. It's going to take you to your Google Drive. Now, we're talking about accessing KeelWorks files, and those are going to be shared with you here. Right now, you have the KeelWorks folder here. There should also be a KeelWorks folder in here for your team. Unfortunately, for some reason, it won't show here right now for me because I want it to. You know how that is. So I'll show you how to do it here, and I'll show you how to do it a different way. So right now you've got the KeelWorks folder shared with you, and so we're going to go Add Shortcut to Drive, and then we're going to click this button here, Add Shortcut, and we're going to do the same thing for your folder. Unfortunately, your folder isn't showing, so we're going to go get it. We're going to go to KeelWorks. These are all the KeelWorks folders. The KeelWorks Learning folder is where most of what you need is living. All of the templates for KeelWorks process are in the Design folder. But we're going to go to the Project folder where all the different projects are. And let's just assume you're in Team Aqua. So you want to right-click on Team Aqua, add a shortcut to Drive, and click that button. So now, when you go to My Drive, you have a link to your team folder and a link to KeelWorks, all the files. Most of the time, you're just going to go to your team folder. So if you click here, you see all the different folders for your team. And all teams have these same folders. They all have a course content folder with folders for every kind of content. And by the way, you see I clicked on the middle folder here. This is the folder you're in. This is the folder that's just before that. So if you want to go back to the parent folder, you click this middle one. So we got an SME folder, you got an MStones folder. The MStones folder is where all of your process documents live. And let's see. MNotes folder is where meeting notes live. The SME folder is where subject matter material is. The QA folder is where, when this team builds the course, it's going to have a QA person is going to review the course product to standards. And by the way, you can see course standards by going back to the Learning folder and clicking on the Design folder. Here, no, wait a minute, I'm sorry. You have to go back to KeelWorks as a whole and go down to QA. It used to be in the other place, but now it's in Quality Assurance. It has its own place. And here's where you'll find standards. Standards there's a file for every kind of standard you can imagine. And there are sometimes we're missing a standard, so when we find there's no standard, we make another one. I have a few that I still have to make. So like here's standards for audio. There'd be standards for images, standards for objectives, standards for activities, standards for the AHA, all kinds of different things. Everything we do should have an objective standard, and that is good for you because it allows you to be able to defend your work. When content doesn't have an objective standard for quality, then you are at the mercy of people's moods. It's a subjective evaluation. That can be very frustrating. Okay, so let's see. I'm wondering what else. Oh, I need to let you know that when you're in your team folder, if you want to share a document, you want to make sure that it's placed in the proper folder within the team structure. When you do that, everybody on your team can not only see it but edit it. And since you own that document, you could go in and change let's say there's your script. You've created your script and you want to fix this so that everybody is, their access is limited to commenter. That way they can comment, but they can't edit it. They can't change your file. Although if you left it at edit, they could change it, but you could put it back because you have version control. Let's see if anybody knows what version control. Let's see if I can explain what version control is. If you go to File, you go down to Version History and click See Version History. This will tell us what kind of changes. Well, no change has been made to this template, which makes sense. So this is the first version, and you make the changes to this. But you can go back to a previous version, and then it'll give you the option to restore that previous version. Okay. Anybody have any questions? No questions? Good. I must be perfect at this. All right. That'll be it then.